Next, we're going to go for a basic vocal sound. This doesn't have to be the final vocal sound, just to make it close enough so we can blend the instruments around it. We'll probably take it in and out as we're making the instruments work, but it's good to bring the vocal back in at different points to make sure it's all working. So let's do that. Let's scroll down to our verse vocal, which is right over here. Unmute it. Let's make this track a little bigger. Let's see how it sounds now.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me.
So the first thing I want to do is to make sure there's not too much low end or rumble in the vocal. So we'll add an EQ. I'll use the Reaper EQ with a high pass. Let's hear it.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me. I'll give you everything, baby, you need.
Somewhere around 70 hertz on down. We don't really need that. It's just going to make it muddy. In fact, I'm hearing some more mud in the lower mids. So let's use a parametric EQ and find where that is.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me. I'll give you everything, baby, you need.
About there. Bypass it.
Home from the longest day, baby, you.
It just makes it sound clearer. Now I'm noticing it's already pretty compressed, probably while tracking. Let's add just a bit more. Using Reaper's compressor right here. I'm going to set it at 4:1 to make the attack a little slower in the release. Set it to auto makeup gain. Let's bring down the threshold.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me. I'll give you everything, baby, you need.
Let's hear that in the mix.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me.
That feels good. It's a little more controlled. And again, we're going to tweak this later when it's the final vocal. We just want to get really close. Let's add one more EQ after the compressor. Now you're probably wondering, why are we using two different EQs? My personal preference is when you're cutting things, like low end, you cut them before the compressor. This way it's not triggering the compressor when that sound isn't going to be there. The area we're cutting. And then if I'm boosting, I prefer to do that after the compressor, when it's already controlled and the compressor isn't fighting that boosting EQ. So let's add some top end to make it sound more exciting.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me. I'll give you everything, baby.
Just a bit, at around 3 kilohertz on up. Let's hear that in the track.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me. I'll give you everything, baby, you.
Let's make it a bit brighter.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me.
That sounds good. Now let's add some effects to the vocal, starting with a delay. Now the way I add effects in Reaper is I save them to a track, and I save that track as a track template. So I'm going to right click over here, go to my track templates, under effects returns, and go down here to slap delay. That's going to insert a track right here with its color and an effect already on there, with the preset set to be a slap delay. It's basically 2 taps, 1 and 2. The first one is panned to the left. The second one is panned to the right. The first delay is 180 milliseconds, and the second one is 210. So it's 30 milliseconds between the left and right speaker, creating a stereo effect. So let's bus this vocal to the delay by dragging it from here, and it creates a send right here, which is post fader, which is what I want. So if I move the fader, it'll affect how hard we're hitting the effect. Let's bring it up to create our slapback delay.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me. I'll give you everything, baby, you need.
Let's hear that in the track.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me. I'll give you everything, baby, you.
That sounds pretty good. Now let's add a reverb on top of this. We'll do it the same way by right-clicking, insert track as template, go to my effects returns, and down here I saved a vocal reverb. Let's take a look at that. It's a reverb called Redline Reverb by 13BasicVocalSound, which is another one of my favorite companies. And it's set up to be a vocal plate, completely wet, which is what we want for effects returns. The dry sound is coming from the original track. It's about 1 second long. There's some pre-delay on it. Let's hear what it sounds like. We'll send our vocal to that track. Let's turn off the delay so we just hear the reverb.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me. I'll give you.
That sounds good. Let's put the delay back on.
Home from the longest day, baby, you and me. I'll give you everything, baby, you need. Feed your appetite for the moonlight. We can unwind all night.
That's a pretty good start. And again, we're going to tweak this along the way, but this allows us to bring our vocal back in to make sure it works with the rest of the instruments. Let's do the same thing for the chorus vocal. Chorus vocal's right over here. Make it bigger. Unmute it. Let's copy those same effects that we did over here to this track. We can just select them and drop them. Let's hear it.
Baby, let your hair down. We don't need to run.
It's a bit bright, so let's tweak that.
Baby, let your hair down. We don't need to run around. We can keep it low-fi. Got you saying, oh my baby, let your hair down, down, down.
Now let's add the effects that we added before. Let's go to our mixer. And right over here is our verse vocal. And over here is the chorus vocal. So we can just drag from here to here to duplicate that send. Let's hear it.
Baby, let your hair down. We don't need to run around. We can keep it low-fi. Got you saying, oh my baby, let your hair down. Baby, let your hair down. don't need to run around. We can keep it low fat. Got you saying, oh my baby, let your hair down, 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 hair down. Oh. I got a record on, baby, dance with me. Hands going everywhere, touch me, yeah. Feed your appetite for the moonlight. We can unwind all night. Baby, let your hair down. We don't need to run around. We can keep it low fat. Got you saying, oh my baby, let your hair down, 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 hair down. Oh.
Now there doesn't seem to be a bridge vocal, because I think there's a solo. We'll worry about the ad-libs when we finalize the vocals. For now, this is pretty good to work off of. So I'm going to take these two, the effects returns, and put them down at the bottom, just so they're out of the way. And next, we'll get back to the instruments. Let's go.